Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be looking at Lara Pausini and Lara Fabian's La Solitudine. And this is an interesting duet. I always am interested in looking at duets, and I have seen this before a couple of times. I haven't really looked at it too closely, but I have seen this before. And so, without any further ado, then, let's just get started. And again, if anybody has anything to add to the story of this particular song that I don't know, I haven't done a lot of research on this, but if you guys have some background information about this, please let me know in the comments. Also, don't be afraid to timestamp and talk about certain sections of the song. I'm going to set what I have to say about this, but then the comments are where you guys take this conversation further and build the community unto yourselves. So with that, I'm going to continue on and let's get started.
Marco se n'è andato e non ritorna più. Il treno delle 7:30 senza lui è un cuore di metallo senza l'anima. Nel freddo del mattino grigio di città, a scuola il banco è vuoto, il Marco è dentro me. È dolce il suo respiro fra i pensieri miei. Distanze enormi sembrano dividerci, ma il cuore batte forte dentro me. Chissà se tu non penserai, se poni come parli mai, se ti nascondi come me, sfuggi gli sguardi e te ne stai rinchiuso in camera e non...
I'm going to back up a second since I'm right in the middle of a phrase there. The interesting thing that I'm struck with right away is the different tone qualities between Lara Pausini and Lara Fabian. Lara has obviously her signature round, open, very clear sound, and Lara Pausini has a much more huskier sound to her voice. And that makes this pairing really nice because, again, if you have two people who sound the same, you won't know where as a listener, you won't be able to differentiate between the two. And so this is really nice. Lara is always really good at starting things off and really setting the stage and really, I mean, she's just a masterclass in singing. And so I'm interested to see how they do well in this duet and how they interact with each other. That's what I always look for. I really enjoy the interdependency of people singing together and how well that interdependency plays itself out in that connection and that teamwork plays out. Oops. Let me go back. Told you I would.
Parli mai, se ti nascondi come me, sfuggi gli sguardi e te ne stai rinchiuso in camera e non vuoi mangiare, stringi forte a te il cuscino e piangi, non lo sai quanto altro male ti farà la solitudine.
It's very interesting when the audience started applauding Lara actually, and like you can tell that Lara really enjoys doing what she does. And so the smile that she gave and that sort of it was a genuine, like, I'm really enjoying what I'm doing sort of I enjoy my life, I enjoy my career, and I'm really happy to be here smile. So again, I'm glad that she did what she did and that she she went through all that training, she did all that work, she committed to that whole thing, heart, body, and soul, and so that we still have her and that she's still just amazing. And I know this took place in 2002, but it's just amazing.
Marco nel mio diario una fotografia, ha gli occhi di bambino un poco timido, la stringo forte al cuore, sento che ci sei. Fra i compiti di inglese e matematica, tuo padre fa consigli, che monotonia. Lui con il suo lavoro ti ha portato via. Di certo il tuo parere non l'ha chiesto mai. Ha detto un giorno tu mi capirai. Chissà se tu mi penserai, se poi ci parlerai, per non soffrire più per me. Ma non è facile, lo sai. A scuola non ne posso più. I pomeriggi senza te. Studiare è inutile, tutte le idee si affollano su te. Non è possibile dividere la storia di noi due. Ti prego, aspettami.
Now, in this particular part here, as you listen to different performers perform, how they handle these really intense parts is really sort of key. And one thing I noticed when Laura Pausini moved into this section here, and I don't know any backstory of this, so if there's anything else I need to know, just let me know. Um, the amount of energy she's using to produce these notes is something to keep in mind because she's really, really, I'm not going to say pushing yet because she's not, but the amount of energy she's putting into these notes is tremendous. I mean, she's using a lot of energy to get the tone out, and so that's always something I always look at is how much energy. Um, I, it's not strain ish. I don't see it, but I see a lot of like I see a lot of energy being exerted, and that sometimes can go badly. But again, I'm going to give her a lot of credit, I give all performers a lot of credit. You are standing on one of the most famous places in Rome. It's a very wide open space. You only have your monitors. This is 2002, so earpieces weren't necessarily the thing. And so to be able to hear yourself, to be able to understand where you were in space and time, this is really not an easy place to sing. There's nothing to come back at you because the stairs go all the way up into nothing and then all the way out into the crowd. So she has nothing to bounce back at her to help her other than the monitors in front of her. So I'm very interested to see how this bridge plays out for her. But I did notice that she's expending a lot of energy to get these notes out. So if there's a backstory for that, I know she's a highly acclaimed professional singer. So I don't discount her in any way. I just want to know a little bit backstory because she seems to be exerting a lot of energy here.
Possibile dividere la storia di noi due. Ti prego, aspettami, amore mio, ma illuderti non sei. Solitudine fra noi, questo silenzio dentro me e l'inquietudine di vivere la vita senza te. Ti prego, aspettami, perché io non posso stare senza te. Non è possibile rivivere la storia di noi due. La solitudine fra noi, questo silenzio dentro me e l'inquietudine di vivere la storia senza te. Ti prego, aspettami, non posso stare senza te. Non è possibile dividere la storia di noi due. La storia di noi due. La solitudine.
So I do want to hear your commentary on this one. Again, I don't know a lot about the background of this particular duet. I don't know a lot about Lara Pausini. And so if you can fill me in on her particular background, and a little bit more about this particular song, I would really appreciate that. I do love this. I mean, to me, uh, I don't know if I would choose this as a venue to sing in because again, it's wide open and there's nothing to really help cradle the sound back at you. So it would be very easy for people to get lost in this one. I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, there's fountains and stuff, and I mean, who wouldn't want to be on those steps? But yeah, it's tell me a little bit more about this. And again, if you have more information, put it into the commentary section. If you have statements that you want to make, if you have conversations you want to start, please go ahead and have your space because again the comment section is your space to talk about this, talk about Lara, talk about Laura Pausini, talk about all of the stuff that goes on in here. You can, and if you have anything to add, please do. So with that, I'm going to let you guys enjoy the rest of your day. And as always, be safe.